If you don't like raw potatoes, why are you just picking them up and biting into them like an apple?
One sunny day, a light-hearted fool oh, well. Never mind.
The end.
Yeah, he strolled somewhere where we'll never know. But...
Alright, so this is one of my favorite puzzles, but one of your least favorite puzzles.
What was this one again?
This is the one where we have to discover what the rules are.
Right, this is the one that you spent like 15 minutes on and didn't speed up at all.
Yeah, that one.
I'm just gonna skip like halfway through this video and then continue my commentary from there.
Dude, I'm gonna have to ask you to, dude, sir.
I'll let you fill in the next 15 minutes by yourself.
Please do not abandon me to my own decisions, sir.
I'll see you in 15 minutes.
Sir. Dang it, I think he's actually gone. I mean, this entire section is going to be sped up anyways. I knew you were there, you jerk.
I mean, where was I gonna go? I'm just...
I don't know. Maybe you had something to go eat or something.
Were you expecting me to actually time travel into the future and then just, like, pop up again once this section was done?
I mean, I'd laugh.
Just like, bye, guys. Boop.
Darn it, not again.
So what are the rules for this section anyway?
The rules for this section are...
Because they still don't make any sense to me.
Okay, so, like, every tarot card that's in play, like, can be grouped into one of, like, 8 sets. Like, the low set, the lucky set, the royal set, the dark set, and the high set, and a few others. And so, the idea is that you want to have in your hand at least 2 cards from a set. And the other player can see your top card, but not your lower card. Which is why he sometimes yields if I get a good hand. And then you, like, get a multiple of 9 number of points if you have a higher set in your hand than the other person. So triples always beat doubles.
So the point of this is to get 666 points, right?
Well, that was in the original, but for some reason, Miles' computing got cold feet during the port, and now it's 700 points.
Which, you know, is good for you, because you wouldn't want to have to collect the number of the beast, right?
What even ever. I'm already playing with tarot cards. I've already screwed up.
Just one more.
Real sad,
just one more transgression, right?
I'm just gonna spoil it for everyone right now.
We lose.
Yeah, we lose, and then we have to do it again.
Which is why. I think this is one of the sections where I was considering putting in some joke music track, like that would just music track even that would
just 15 minutes of yakety sax.
It wasn't that. It was something like that. It was some like. I shouldn't say that definitively because I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure that it was some sort of music track that is like recognizable as something people use as a silly music sting, like background thing. But it wasn't quite yakety sax because this is not exciting enough for that.
Oh, you.
Also, the fact that you lose from like a 350 point lead, like 360 points at the moment lead, is just astounding.
It's hard.
And you didn't think that maybe this section, out of all of the things that we recorded, and out of all the, the 7 videos you had, you didn't think that the section with the weird, unexplained card game that you lost once should be sped up.
Nah.
At least we get to see all the...
And this is how I get David to edit my videos, is I make decisions that make him upset.
Right? At least we get to see all the tarot cards here. Or at least...
Except for the suited ones, yeah. But like all the single cards, yeah. All of them.
At least this game's representation of them. Because, spoiler alert, there's another video game series that I am a fan of that heavily uses tarot, called Persona. How's that?
What's a Persona? Is that one of those obscure games from your childhood?
If I played Persona when I was a kid, then oh boy. That would be... I mean, in fairness, I did play Devil May Cry when I was still, like, relatively a child. I was what people would have called a child because I was, you know, a young teen. But
we don't talk about the games I played when I was a young teen.
Wow, that bad, huh?
I mean, they were mostly just Tomb Raider, but still.
But yeah, I didn't actually start playing Persona until like 2012 or so. God, like the entire stretch of years from 2011 until now just doesn't feel like it's happened at all. Like I feel like 2011 was still last year.
We lost.
Yay. Time to start all over again. How exciting. But yeah, like it's like I don't understand it because you know you wouldn't think that 6 or 7 years would go by just like that, but well, there you have it. We have documented evidence of like 2.5 years passing now, and it still doesn't feel like it's been that long. Remember when we started this and you had to edit
all the videos by myself?
I was going to continue on into saying like you had to edit out the sounds of dishes in the background and stuff like that, but
that was your job.
At the same time, it worked just as well to just stop there, because when you had to edit because you used Windows Movie Maker.
To do that. And I continued to do that until like Mirror's Edge, basically.
and then you failed at editing that because you've never used Vegas before.
I still don't blame me. I blame Audacity for that.
It's also particularly funny because I was like literally just like a month or two ago or whatever, I was batting about the idea of doing recording a video about editing in Sony Vegas. Like
should have done it. Should have done it.
Yeah, like recording a video of me like going through the editing process of one of our videos and then like editing that video and uploading it as like a basic video about editing in Sony Vegas. Oh. Which,
I mean, I would have watched it and used it.
Well, because it's the sort of I think I was talking about it with Fizz actually, because it's the sort of thing that I find interesting myself, and like I don't know how often you go through YouTube looking for like basic tutorials on stuff, but a lot of them are really bad.
I don't, because most of them are really bad.
A lot of them are really bad. And like I'm not gonna say that I could do better, but like
you could do better.
I know how to I know at least how to not do like a camcorder recording of my computer screen. Like
it's so bad.
I know how to actually record my computer screen. Like that's a pretty basic thing that you can do with pretty basic software that you don't even have to pay for.
It's called the dark side Phil approach to editing.
Oh man,
I don't care about the views, but I don't want to learn this new software because that will cut into me making videos and I'll get fewer views. Hi, dark side Phil.
Nobody who watches that channel is gonna watch this.
I hope not.
You know, that's literally another YouTuber that I've only even ever heard of because other YouTubers have talked about him. Like, I still don't think I've ever actually watched a video by him.
I have.
Except, like...
I watched the Lightning Returns box opening video.
That sounds awful.
It's 13 minutes long. He forgets to open the box.
How many subscribers does that channel have?
Too many. It's 13 minutes long. He complains about a fire alarm. He looks at the outside of the box. He forgets to actually open it.
Bam! 5 million views.
This is why I don't watch unboxing videos except ASMR ones.
I mean, that's not even a fault of unboxing videos. It's just that's just a YouTuber being really bad. Like,
you mean to tell me there are bad YouTubers out there?
I know, right? It's so shocking. You wouldn't expect that from a channel that has like 20 subscribers. We're not in a position to shit talk big YouTube.
We're gonna do it anyways, though.
Or maybe we're in the best position to shit talk big YouTube because nobody from big YouTube will know anything about. They'll never hear it.
It's the perfect plan.
Yeah, we'll get away with everything because. What are they gonna care? And it's not like our videos are gonna get circulated around the Twitter mentions of Darkside Phil and PewDiePie, and they're gonna be like, "Who are these young upstarts who are trying to talk bad about us?" And then their legions of fans are gonna descend upon our channel, and we're gonna have like one video that has like 500,000 views and like 400,000 dislikes. And then all the rest of the videos are gonna be like the 10 videos like normal.
Perfect.
10 views, sorry.
I would want nothing else. Look, we won.
Oh, finally. Yeah,
now
that was
the other maze.
Almost literally 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's time for the other maze, which is a bit less awful.
And you all thought I was joking.
No one thinks you're joking, dude.
So what's
Alright,
this?
So this doesn't seem like a hard maze. Let's just go down this dead end.
Oh.
Welp.
Right, so this is I think this is where I started thinking that, like, it would be kind of neat if this game were to be remade with, like, modern graphics and, like, in a modern 3D engine with, like, actual character models and, like, environments and stuff like that, because having a maze with, you know, all these secret walls, you could just like walk up to them, watch them like slide open and everything, and you know, it would be a little more dynamic than this, at least.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more
I don't know
difficult,
what you're talking
too.
about. This is as dynamic as the game gets.
It would probably be a lot more difficult because you wouldn't be able to see the entire maze, though, like, as you're moving along it. So,
There's fixes for that.
well, it go back to the days when you had to map your own video game maps.
Oh, Lottie.
Oops.
Do we talk about those days? I don't think we talk about those days.
No. I think I've mentioned in the past. There was one time when I was playing Final Fantasy 12 that I got to like the one section of the entire game that doesn't have an in-game minimap, and I literally, like, it's the one time that I've ever played a game and I've actually like pulled out a piece of paper and mapped a section of the game while I was traveling through it because I needed to.
The reason I never finished Shining in the Darkness is because that. It's all mazes, no mini maps.
Yeah. It was because I was like 14 at the time, it was like something that I actually, you know, it was something I decided to do on my own because I had the time for it, first of all. And I mean, and the section of the game is like the crystal, the Pharaoh's crystal or something, like the crystal at the Pharaoh's light. It's some sort of crystal section, like pretty late in the game. It's not actually a very big section. Like, as far as mazes go, it's, you know, pretty weak sauce. But, wow, I just...
Oh, by the way, this is an innovative puzzle.
High 20, like, 2008, like, 2008. Yes.
I can't get to the white button before it shoots it to death. So
yeah, you got to avoid that. But you got to do something. How do you get rid of it?
Okay. Look, I just need you to excuse me, sir. I just thank you.
Oh, you just cheesed that in the same way that you always cheese like really bad Newgrounds Flash games.
It's also the correct answer, so.
Who would have thought? Gallops into the fog. Goodbye. Oh,
another cipher.
Elsig Harvey. Wow.
Harui, I think that is.
Yeah, but...
Legs Lagakai Zaboy.
Lagaiacrus.
Grim Hasui.
That's a monster in Monster Hunter.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Do you not play Monster Hunter?
What's a Monster Hunter?
Let me tell you about Monster Hunter.
Uh-oh.
I spent like 15 minutes in a Batman video talking about Monster Hunter once. Something like that.
I mean, I watched the Batman videos like a year ago.
I mean, yeah, it's a game where you hunt monsters.
8 magical zonks.
Yeah. Usually you don't have to kill 8, but you know.
So you hunt monsters. That's so yeah. Okay, it does live up to the name. I will give it that.
It's a very yeah. It's a very good franchise, but it's very difficult to get into. It's, you know, it's one of those niche games that got really big all of a sudden in the West, and thus had a huge outcry of people who looked at it and were like, "Oh, this game sucks. Why do people like it so much?" Because, of course. So yeah, that's not really, that's not an adequate description of Monster Hunter the game, but I don't think I really need to get into that, do I?
I don't know.
Whoa, Reb. We haven't actually So what's the point of this puzzle exactly?
It's the point of the puzzle is to
No, like what are we doing? What do we do to solve it?
You swap letters around. The middle one's stuck, and you have to make 3 words one way and 3 words the other way. That's all.
That was what I was trying to get you to explain.
Oh, okay.
Because
all the queens have that puzzle.
Yeah, because you can tell that you need to make words going along the rows, but it might not necessarily be obvious to the casual observer that they also need to form words going along the columns as well. So,
why do I have casuals in my audience?
Who knows?
I'm still a little bit upset that casual is actually a thing.
Swords. Why are you not forming the swords?
Because I'm busy being confused. Sorry.
Where's this war supposed to go?
Words. It takes me way too long to realize that it's just the suits of a tarot deck.
But you would think, after you put that in and saw swore and then the dz, you'd think it would be obvious, but
and yet here I am.
And then pentac.
I figured it out.
I wonder what that could be.
I figured it out.
Pentacles. The pentacles. Fear not the pentacles in your path. That's it.
I don't need anyone to let my pastor know that I was messing with pentacles.
So we did get to swords, but not in the original spot.
Oh, there you go. Pentacles, cups, swords, and wands.
I still don't like all of the extraneous blocks that just are nothing.
Well, he couldn't get letters on all of them.
You should have tried harder.
Sir. Alright, so we unlocked 4 pages.
Oh boy.
All 4 kings, because none of them are puzzles.
What are they?
They have letters on them.
Which will come back later.
Yeah.
Have
you all these highlighted letters and words.
I have told you repeatedly well. Then he calmly takes a sip. Or is this a different king? This is a different king, isn't it?
This is the King of Cups. Yeah. He sniffed.
Well, we would have no use for such a thing. We are not common thieves.
I mean, to be fair, the swords are murderous. All of the people in the Swords Kingdom are kind of awful. Oh no, the fool lamented.
Yeah, imagine if this was all just, remade into an actual, adventure game.
I don't know how they do the out-of-order thing.
I mean, they could probably structure it in such a way that even though you're going through the kingdoms and stuff out of order, it's still a logical progression in the remade game, the way that you're going through the areas of the world and stuff. I don't know.
It might be fun to have some messing with the map, with allowing you to jump around the kingdoms.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, it would probably need to be tweaked around a bit anyway, like, because non-Euclidean geometry, or geography, rather.
Non-Euclidean geography.
Both, as a matter of fact. But yeah, like, I think if the puzzle system of the game was completely overhauled,
then and only then would it be worth playing.
Abandon the puzzle system. But yeah, like, if it were remade in like the same kind of way, well, not the same kind of way, but if it were remade kind of like the newest King's Quest, it took the Sierra, game and kind of made it more modern.
Then you would upset all the fans.
Well, they can just deal with it. They still have the original game.
In fact, they have the sequel, and he said there'd be another one, but we're quickly losing hope.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it in like a modernized kind of video game sort of thing. It still wouldn't make any sense, like why everyone's talking about the Sacred 6 and 13 and the magic word Ruach giving you stealth and everything, but
I don't know why you say this doesn't make sense. Take a look at this puzzle. Because it points to the next guy who has a vision of seeing the numbers in the clouds.
Look at all those
I'm
letters.
sorry, was this too on the nose for you?
I wonder... It would be the weirdest kingdom to see in like a full 3D remake, like, because I would want them to keep this sort of stuff like true to form. Like, you would just see the words like 15, 2, and 20 or whatever, like you would just see them floating in the sky, and it would be like, what are they? Why are they just floating in the sky? Who knows?
Well, I mean, the fool himself at one point says, "What a very strange kingdom this is."
Yeah, and so like you obviously, like, if you remake this game, you can't get rid of that because that's part of the whole charm of the game, right? So
I mean, I think so.
It would be and it would make it stand out from other fantasy adventure games where, like, tagline, they don't have words floating in the sky.
I would buy a game where the tagline was, other games don't have words in the sky. We do. What you gonna do about it?
Also, all these cups. What?
Yeah.
Such
the cups.
Such magical cups. Just kind of flying around there, doing their own
They're
cup
floating
thing.
in the sky.
Just doing their own.
Don't you sometimes just float in the sky, doing your own thing?
I wish. You know how much like faster I'd be able to get around places if I could just like fly around?
Yes, because I've thought the same thing myself many times.
Like 15, 2, and 20. Oh boy. But yeah, seriously, like, if I could just fly, that'd be so nice. Wouldn't have
The fool observed, the fool remarked, the man pleaded, a man shouted, he cried.
So that's actually a segue.
Uh-oh.
I recently started rereading Harry Potter because
You heathen.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, quick tangent about that. Did you know that my school that I went to, like my elementary school that I went to, literally actually did ban people, like students, from reading Harry Potter in school?
Oh my gosh. Come on, guys.
Like that is an actual thing that they actually did. They were like, you can't bring Harry Potter to school because it's witchcraft. Which of course didn't stop anybody from reading it. Like,
don't say.
But yeah, anyway. So I started rereading the books because it's, I haven't read them in, last time I probably read them was when like the last one was actually released. So over a decade ago by, easily. But every year around Christmas time, I like to rewatch the movies, and this year in particular, for some reason, it also, like, after doing that, it made me kind of wish to reread the books because it's been so long. And yeah, one of the things that I've definitely been noticing is that there is quite a lot of amateur like writing, like describing the way in which somebody is speaking, when that's first of all, that's something that most writers are cautioned against doing, and especially against over relying on. Like, you don't say that somebody says something excitedly, because you're supposed to convey that with the actual dialogue itself, rather than just like telling your reader. And here's another one of these great puzzles. This is a really good one.
This is not the hard one.
But yeah, so that's something that I've been noticing a lot in. I'm only in the second book again now, but J.K. Rowling does it a lot, and it's kind of amusing to.
Rowling, you had one job.
Well, it sticks out particularly to me because I think that I think she does a really good job of conveying the desired tone through the dialogue, but then she uses the adverbs to describe how they're speaking anyway. So it's like it kind of provides that exact, like stop in the flow of reading that is why writers are recommended to not, to avoid that, because like you're reading through and you're like your Brian kind of like naturally puts in the tone that you might expect in a situation. Like, you can generally read context cues, and I know that like Harry Potter in particular it's a series written for children, so they don't have the same developed kind of critical reading skills that an older person would have. But
all I'm gonna say is that it's a big step up from Victor Hugo, where I'm like reading Hunchback of Notre Dame when I'm like a small child, and everyone just kept ejaculating. What does that mean? He ejaculated.
I will say,
I'm like, Mom, what's this? What's this word? And then she's like, Spencer, why?
Why do you do this to me?